CML Good News of Infant Jesus Church, Sacramento. My name is Stephen.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And today we're covering some exciting local news from our parish, events in California, updates from the Vatican, and some global headlines.
Let's start with some news from the Vatican. Pope Francis recently appointed Mar Rafael Tartel to the dicastery for the Eastern Churches. This is a significant moment for the Syro-Malabar Church.
The Pope also addressed the mental health challenges young people face today, calling for a global education alliance to support their well-being.
The Pope also established a special day to celebrate local saints worldwide, a reminder to draw inspiration from the saints who lived among us.
Finally, Pope Francis has highlighted the Swiss Guard's Jubilee year. The Swiss Guard is the Vatican's oldest military institution. It has protected the Pope for over 500 years and dedicatedly and honorably served pilgrims and visitors. Now for some closer to home for our Syro-Malabar community. On January 10, 2025, the Vatican confirmed the election of a new head of the Syro-Malabar Church, Bishop Rafael Tartel. This announcement came after a significant leadership transition.
Archbishop Joseph Pamplani was appointed vicar of the major archbishop for the Archieparchy of Ernakulam Angamali, which serves as the largest and the most important region of the Syro-Malabar Church.
This reshuffling follows the resignation of Bishop Mar Bosco Putur, who had served as apostolic administrator. He resigned due to health concerns after less than a year in office.
The leadership changes also occur amidst ongoing debates about liturgical reforms within the church, particularly regarding the direction priests should face during Mass.
Here's news from California. Amidst the devastating wildfires in Southern California, the One Life LA event brought faith, hope, and healing to communities affected by recent wildfires. Approximately 3,000 people gathered at the Cathedral of Our Lady of the Angels in downtown Los Angeles, as unhealthy air quality from the fires necessitated moving the event indoors.
The gathering celebrated the value of life in all forms while offering solace to those who have suffered losses. It was a powerful demonstration of community resilience and the enduring spirit of compassion in the face of adversity.
Now, here's some news from our very own church. We have a lot going on, so buckle up.
First up, we celebrated our Pali Tirunal with the flag hoisting on January 3rd, followed by a 9-day novena led by Malayali priests from neighboring parishes.
The main feast day was celebrated with a solemn Holy Kurbana led by Reverend Father Johnson Mulakatta CMI, a faith-filled Tirunal procession, and a delicious lunch prepared by our very own aunties and uncles.
The Ladies Forum from our church also kicked off their fundraising for the Building a Home for the Less Privileged in Kerala project with a handmade jewelry collection sale.
The Tirunal ended with a flag retreat ceremony with prayers led by our very own Vicar J.B. Achan.
The winners of the Mission Vision Core Values poster contest were also announced and prizes were distributed on the Tirunal Day. Congratulations to all the winners and a special congrats to Irene Binoj, who secured first place for her Mission Values poster design.
Next up, we are moving on to CML and CCD news. Our CCD students had completed their midterm exams on January 19th.
Next up, CML news. Our CML Christmas raffle draw took place on the Tirunal Day and winners were awarded prizes. The raffle was a great success.
The CML Star of the Month and the CML Missionaries of the Month from each CML group were awarded and congratulated by J.P. Achan. Congratulations to all the winners once again.
During the CML meeting on January 26th, the CML children were fortunate to have a great webinar on vocation led by Father Melvin Paul Mangalat. Thank you, Father Melvin, for spending your valuable time helping us understand what vocation is and how we can promote it.
The Walk for Life event in San Francisco on January 25th was also a success, with so many of our young students, teachers, and volunteers participating. We also want to thank all the coordinators for making it meaningful.
Under the leadership of our church CML team, our CCD students also participated in a pro-life procession at our church as well.
Now, let's look at our upcoming church events.
Our middle schoolers will have a stay-in retreat starting February 7th through the 9th at Applegate Retreat Center.
CML is also planning to kick off our vocation prayer journey on February 9th.
Our next CML meeting is planned for February 16th, and we will have a class led by Swapna Auntie on handling emergencies while you are alone.
And lastly, the church general body meeting will be held on February 23rd.
Guys, we're here with Ashish, one of our CCD teachers, and a few weeks ago he said a very good speech about pro-life.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you guys.
So one of my questions is, what motivated you to write a speech about pro-life?
To be honest, I think people needed a new perspective. I think we've heard a lot of speeches before and a lot of sermons on pro-life. I think oftentimes our new generation needs a new perspective. Not saying I have the perfect perspective, but just something new. And I think just to encourage people to have curiosity in seeking their own answers to this really tough questions that we're facing right now in our society today.
And what message do you want to convey to the youth about pro-life?
I think we need to have a new approach when it comes down to pro-life. I think a lot of people these days, especially our peer groups, are definitely on the pro-choice side, or they're more concerned with that side of the perspective. I think part of it is we have to look at what is the root cause of that, and the financial trouble in our society and our culture today, and what it does to promote pro-choice. And then when it comes down to pro-life, I think we can't just simply be abortion bad. Hey, this is something you should not do. You should look at what motivates people to being in a pro-choice position. I think promoting life, that means the beauty of having a child, the beauty of the new generation, passing on your dreams, your values onto someone new. That's important. And I think just propagating that is what the piece of the pie. But then also, I would encourage people to think beyond what our forefathers, our parents, our peers teach us, and think more about how we can communicate with our own generation. That would be my advice.
That's good. And my last is, what are some ways for us to spread awareness about pro-life?
I think we've heard before social media, right, and demonstrations, etc. But I think beyond that, I would encourage people to think what pro-life means to them individually and how to be pro-life in our actions. I think Christians are made through our works, not through our words. So be pro-life in everything that we do, right? We do good, be kind, help the poor, adopt if necessary, be kind to women, understand where they're coming from. These are all things that we can do. And I think that's what we can do to spread awareness, because people, when they see people who are pro-life, they think the marches, they think condemnation. But let's turn that around on the head and think of more of a kindness, compassion, and serving others. And I think that's going to make a lot more difference.
It's perfect. Thank you, Ashish.
Yeah.
And that's all we have for today.
We hope that the new year has been great for you,
And thank you for joining us.